The JoLo Show has landed on the Realm Network. Join Joe and Vince as they bring the unique stylings to life once again. Just remember, never ask Joe anything about sports. Enjoy the show.
Back from the depths, from the edge of darkness, from the precipice, it is I, JoLo, and my companion, my best friend on the airwaves, my good buddy.
Companion there was I saw you caught yourself there, JoLo.
I had to add something to make it a little bit less awkward. It's true.
All right.
It's true.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
I got you.
But man, it's nice to be back though, isn't it?
Bro, it's nice to not only be back, but be back with much relieved stress, bro.
Right, exactly. It's just nice to be back, have a home on the Realm Network, to be able to talk to the brand again.
Yes.
And put together a JoLo show, get back to work. So here we are again. It's been a while since I've given a number to the JoLo show. I can barely remember. I think this is actually our 9th episode. We're almost to the big double digits, man.
Yeah, and it's nice too, JoLo. I want to thank you. I appreciate you for allowing this to be the bridge. When everything took place and we had to kind of get our ducks back in a row, this was the bridge. You were the constant. I think that was very important. Now we're back on track, ready to attack, and let's do it, baby.
Yeah, man, we got a lot planned. I got a chance to catch your Realm Network preview video, and you have a full lineup scheduled. And looking forward at the kind of projects we're going to be able to put together to work with Jeff, work with the new guys that we've met over at Realm. I'm looking forward to getting to work with them. It's going to be interesting. And we've got brand members. The brand is growing every day. And thank you, brand members, again. And everybody new watching on the Realm Network. If this is the first time you've seen the JoLo show, we've got to remember now that we have people who've never been exposed to this interaction before, Vince. This is fresh, right?
Exactly.
So since this is the 9th episode of the JoLo show, but it is the first episode on Realm Network, so we're going to do a little bit of a recap of what the JoLo show is all about. So
take it away. It's your baby.
Here we go. So the JoLo show is a weekly little fireside chat. It's a friendly conversation between myself and my good friend Vince Russo. But as opposed to talking about what everybody sort of expects we would talk about, the W word, which we try not to use, we talk about anything non-W word related. The word is wrestling. I'll say it once. We talk about anything non-W related, anything at all, and it's because you submit the questions. We throw it out there, and we ask you to submit your questions for us to talk about, to throw around. Maybe we'll figure out who the best James Bond was. Maybe we'll talk about our favorite kind of pizza. Maybe we'll talk about, today we're going to be talking about some movies that are coming out and some Italian food. So it really can be a little bit of everything. And it's just a good chance to unwind a show that's not about the news or the crazy stuff that's going on in the world so much as it is just sort of exploring the mind of Vince Russo and the mind of Joel Castro, me, JoLo, and having some fun at the same time. So, welcome. That's I think that was a good. Do you think that was a nice?
Very well said, Joel.
All right. Well, that's that is
I'm still a little haunted with the companion thing, though, bro.
You don't need to be so haunted with this, man. I was going for like a Conan the Barbarian monologue. It had to be a little bit trumped up, right?
Okay, all right.
I mean, it had to be a little fruity sounding. I mean, it was. He runs around with his shirt off all day long.
That's true.
He's got Arnie. True. We know Arnie's got the muscles, and he's all shiny in the sunlight. It's just the way it is. But we don't have to go any further than that. So we'll forget about that I said companion. We'll move on from that. And
let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump into some questions and just see where things digress as usual. So we throw it off across Twitter, we throw it across Facebook, and then next time we're going to make sure to put some try to pepper some announcements for around Realm Network's people too. Make sure that we can get as much feedback as possible and some contributions. Maybe we can get some of the DJs on Realm to submit questions.
Bro,
for the
I got to
show.
tell you this, JoLo, and I'm being totally honest. A lot of interesting people on the Realm Network. I spent the last couple of weeks. I mean, I've been looking into this for a while. It didn't just happen in a day. So, I've been researching it for the last couple of weeks, especially when I walked away and took a little bit of that time off. I had the opportunity to listen to a lot of their shows. Bro, a lot of great personalities on that network. I really enjoyed listening to a lot of people, and I enjoyed it so much that, I had told them once we officially get up and running, I definitely want to do some cross promotion with those other shows, because the hosts were just so interesting to me. I would love to see the worlds collide. You know what I'm saying, JoLo?
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the best things about the Realm Network, and it's something that we're going to get to take advantage of.
Definitely.
I've spent the last couple of days, at least the last day since the announcement was really officially made. I've spent the last day just Googling and reading about all the different hosts and sort of Realm Network's roots. You talked about how they grew out of like the DC, Baltimore area, and they got a lot of local legend radio DJs involved. And it's just been impressive company. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I need to, being that I'm in this company now, you already come across, listen, you're Ed Ferrara Jr.
Oh, okay.
Bro, anybody listen, I've said it a million times. Ed was a genius. I'm an imbecile.
Oh.
You're junior genius. You're junior Ed Ferrara. But I got to ask you, JoLo, I respect your intelligence, but being now that I'm going to be working in a sea of well-respected, well-groomed, well-rounded radio personalities, do you think I should start working on a radio voice?
Well, I could talk to you. Sorry. I could talk to you a little bit about a radio voice, Vince. So here's a little bit of trivia about me, all right? So I have a natural stutter, and it's something that I've always had sort of my entire life. You'll hear it every once in a while when I'm talking. But what helps me make the stutter go away is when I modulate and make the sound of my voice go up and down, like a roller coaster.
Interesting.
So
now, let me ask you this, JoLo. Did you pick that up on your own, or did somebody tell you to try that?
It started with me picking it up on my own. And to be honest, I've been a fan.
At about what age?
Oh, very young. Oh, very young.
Interesting.
I was reared on classic radio, Burns and Allen, the Great Gildersleeve, Abbott and Costello's early radio stuff. Red Skelton did some radio stuff too early in the Amos and Andy, when they were the two white guys doing the two black guy voices, and then later when they were on TV and they were actually two black guys playing the characters for the first time. So I've started my life in that world, and started my life on AM radio. So coming out of that and listening to guys in St. Louis like Frank Opinion and Jack Buck, the whole Buck family. I've got Joe Buck. We got Bob Costas. So St. Louis has always had a deep history of radio and of voice. And so I grew up on that sound. And then it wasn't until later that someone said, oh, one way that people get around their stutter is by changing the pitch of their voice all the time and having it go up and down. And the side effect of that is you sound like you're a radio guy. You just sound you sound like you're on the radio, because if you don't, your voice more or less sounds like this all the time, and it's not very interesting, and it just stays very flat, and my voice doesn't do that.
I don't use my voice. I use the arms, bro. I conduct the orchestra, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Joel, you brought up, bro, and I hope some people, listening to this know this. And I also made the announcement today about the Realm Network, bro, having my own fantasy baseball show, which I am stoked about.
I still am. I don't know how I'm going to participate. I'll be the wild card, the guy who knows nothing.
Jack Buck.
What a legend.
What about that voice, bro, huh?
Oh, my goodness. I liked Mike Shannon.
Shannon was great, bro. Shannon was great. Bro, I think Shannon's still doing it, right?
I think he is. I think so.
I think so, too, bro. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah, he had that deep voice.
Was Paul Harvey a St. Louis guy? Or was he a new... Oh, I always forget.
I think Harvey was New York,
I think he
but
was
I
a
might
New
be
York
wrong,
guy.
and now everybody's going to write to us, tell us what imbeciles we are, but that's okay.
Hey, I'm the first person to bury me. You know that. I edit the show. I can bury myself. Thank you very much. And I'll Google this afterwards. And
Yeah.
then we'll be the first person to bury ourselves. And when we say definitively that Paul Harvey was from St. Louis, Missouri.
That's on you, bro.
Sure, I'll take it. Correct me, please, Brand and anybody else. So, I'll say this about that. So to bring it back to the Realm Network, I listened to an episode of Buzz Burbank News and Comment. That dude has got a voice that's dipped in like bronze. It's perfect, and it's going to be perfect forever.
And it's bro, bro. There's something about the radio voice.
There,
bro.
it is. There really is, man. And you know what? I think that you've got it because you get really animated. Even if you're listening, like people were listening to your interviews, man, they knew that you were waving your arms around. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have to see you to know that you were rocking back in the chair and throwing stuff around the room.
Like I look at myself back and I try to work with it, but then like I can't work with it because bro, the words are ahead of the brain. You see what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
The words are here, and the brain's here, and like you can't get them back. Bro.
Believe me,
so,
I
like,
understand.
I'm trying to keep up with the words, and that's why you have the issues.
I understand. But the fun part is how you try to keep up with the words. And that's what keeps people coming back, you know? So for me, it's partly the radio background and the fact that I did a lot of theater and a lot of choir. And so I'm used to using my voice. I like the sound of my own voice. I'll go ahead and say it.
You got a great voice, bro.
Well, thank you
really
very much.
do. That's the truth.
Well, thank you. So I want to put it to use. I want to get it some mileage. So that's what brings us here to the JoLo show. Yeah.
And not only the JoLo show, bro, but on Realm.
And on Realm.
I want them to understand this, bro. It's not, bro, on the other website, we had the swerve and we had the video shoot interview. Bro, this is like a whole brand channel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be so many different shows and so many different things going on every day. It's going to be phenomenal. Something I always wanted to do, bro. And there's going to be so many things. I used to say this when I used to write wrestling, bro. What I think a good wrestling show is when there's something for everybody. And that's what I want our channel to be on Realm, something for everybody. There's going to be something for everybody to tune into and be interested in.
Well, all right. Let's look forward to producing those shows and getting them out there. And let's go ahead and dive into some of these JoLo show questions. Because we're definitely going to be spinning off some stuff based on this. I got a question here from Twitter. Parnell fan, at Mets Closer, asked, how does Vince feel about the Giants this coming baseball season? Do you think the loss of Sandoval will hurt the team at all?
I know Parnell fan because him and I go back very back and forth. He's a big baseball fan, so that's why him and I talk a lot.
I see that.
I don't think so much, JoLo, and I don't think you're a big baseball fan.
I'm not going to be able to participate much in this conversation.
That's okay. The Giant third baseman, beloved Pablo Sandoval, became a free agent in the offseason and went to play for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, well, he was really?
Yeah, big part of the Giants machine. But I don't think that's going to be the problem. I think the problem is in any sport, bro, once you win that championship, it's just so hard to repeat it. You know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, I think so much comes out of you emotionally, and kind of when you did it and it's over and you have the big parade and you have the trophy, when you play the next season, I don't think the passion and the drive is there as much as it was the year before. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it makes perfect sense. And it makes sense because we're not talking about players specifically by name, and we're talking about a thing that has to do with passion and a championship. I've played sports. I played sports during grade school, and I've played in like ultimate frisbee leagues, and so I've been through the championship process, been to the championship games, and I even was in the in the little leagues basketball. I was able to win I was able to play on a championship winning basketball team. I won the little league trophy. Go me, right? But after that, I played on the team the following year. We didn't do quite as good. Now, in professional sports, I can't relate to it quite as much, but I can tell you this: it has to do something with, like you said, that emotional, like, catharsis, like that breathing out. But then what happens next? Doesn't usually the lineup of the team change a little bit? Lives change, people get married, kids, go to school, good things happen, bad things happen. No one's the same one year to the next. You're never going to have the same giants.
I gotta tell you that's something, JoLo. I think it's internal.
Yeah.
Let's use a wrestling scenario here.
All right.
Because everybody can understand that, and I try to get back to it where it warrants itself.
That is common ground, so I might as well use it.
Bro, I have to tell you this. I left the WWE in October of 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went back for a cup of coffee in 2002, less than 3 years later. By the time I went back, WCW was defunct. Vince McMahon was not the same guy. And I don't think he has been since. So basically what I'm saying was Vince's championship game was beating Ted Turner and WCW.
I see what you mean.
That was the big championship game. Once he won the championship, he went from here to here, and I'll tell you what, I don't think he's rebounded since.
You know what it reminds me of, and this might be a stretch, hear me out. In ancient history, the way that China was it was a bunch of this is ancient history.
Sorry, all right, go ahead.
We're talking about China, the place.
Just having fun with you.
It was all these different territories, and if you look at the way people classically approach the history of professional wrestling, Vince McMahon rounded up a lot of the talent from various territories under one roof and eventually unified all of China. That's with quote fingers. There still is little pockets in there somewhere. TNA has its niche. Lucha is ever growing, but still, under Vince McMahon, in his point of view, there's no one else. Lucha and TNA just don't exist. There's not competition. It's just the WWE from his point of view, exclusively. Mm-hmm. I'm not agreeing with it, but that's his viewpoint. And when you put it like that, once you've conquered the entire place, what happens? It starts to rot from the inside. And whoever is in charge still thinks that it's a perfect thing on the outside. Mm-hmm. And I think that's exactly what's happening. That analogy makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense to me. So you think that the Giants have sort of had their moment, they've sort of got their WCW now, and that there's nothing left to do?
Bro, the Giants have won the World Series 3 years out of the last 5.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
But here's the interesting thing, JoLo. Every time they won the World Series and came back the next year, they didn't even make the playoffs.
So how they do it 3 out of 5 times? Oh, because every other oh, wow.
Yeah, they won the World Series, didn't make the playoffs. Won the World Series, didn't make the playoffs. Won the World Series.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a big letdown with them.
Yeah, that's wild. So I guess on schedule, they shouldn't make the playoffs this year.
They shouldn't.
Right, and then we'll see about next year, huh?
Right.
Okay, well, there we go, Parnell. I think that was a really great, we got an analogy that even took us down the wrestling path on the first question. So let's move on to some questions from Facebook, starting with a question from one of our absolute favorite brand members, Big Josh.
Big Josh. Big Josh in the house. Yeah.
Big Josh, great to hear from you again. Thanks for posting a question on the Facebook page. Josh asks, if you were president of the United States, would you make Yoo-hoo America's #1 drink?
See, now this is a man after my own heart. This Josh, this Big Josh character, absolutely, bro. One of my first laws would be that every man, woman, and child has to have a 6-pack of Yoo-hoo in the refrigerator at all times, bro.
Vince, I can do you one better. All right, you put a Yoo-hoo tank in the basement, and you put the Yoo-hoo faucet next to the hot water, and then the Yoo-hoo man comes and refills it once a month.
And bro, can you put your mouth right under the faucet? Don't even get a glass, bro.
And your mom won't even yell at you because it's America's #1 drink. And then
it's good times.
And then when you're on Social Security, you get 1 barrel of Yoo-hoo like a month ration just automatically till the day you drop.
Now we're talking about an ideal world.
Right. I think everybody, world peace would be basically achieved. We could guarantee everybody on Earth Yoo-hoo till death.
Yes.
So, great question, Josh. And I think the answer was a little easy. So try to stump us next time.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Big
Yoo-hoo's
Josh,
delicious.
big Yoo-hoo fan.
I got into Yoo-hoo when I was in high school. I saw like a commercial for it or something, and I was like, "What is this? It's chocolate? Oh, it's just like chocolate milk. It's not chocolate milk. You don't know until you try it."
And I brought this up today, JoLo, when I did the YouTube thing. Back in the day, bro, they used to have Yoo-hoo fudgesicles. Do you remember this, or is this way before your time?
I've had a fudgesicle, but I haven't had a Yoo-hoo fudgesicle.
Bro, and Yogi Berra was the spokesperson.
Now that's bad. Now, okay, he's talking about more St. Louis people. Well, isn't that yeah, Yogi Berra's a St. Louis person. I'm pretty sure.
New York Yankees, bro.
No. Oh, I'm thinking of
Yogi Bear?
Joe Garagiola.
Yeah, Joe Garagiola was a St. Louis guy, not Yogi Berra.
Right. Sorry.
But bro, the Yoo-hoo fudgesicles tasted just like freaking Yoo-hoo. They were amazing. I don't know whatever happened to them, bro.
Well, maybe you can I just Google it, man. I'm sure that we can figure it out. By the end later, I'll Google it and I'll tell you.
That's another thing, JoLo. You know what I see, and I know we go on a tangent. Then you go, "Oh, I got to get to bed," and blah, blah, blah. JoLo, you know what's another thing they don't have here in Colorado, and they have in your neck of the woods? It's in the Yoo-hoo family, bro. You can't get them in Colorado anywhere, bro.
And we have it here.
Well, I know it's still very popular in New York, so I would assume in your area, very popular in the Yoo-hoo family, bro.
I'm not gonna guess that it's like Ovaltine or something, right?
No.
Okay, obviously not. Okay,
bro, the chocolate Italian ice.
I've never had chocolate Italian ice. Lemon, strawberry, yes. Chocolate, no.
Oh, bro, the chocolate Italian. And you can't get that in Colorado, bro. Unbelievable. Marino's chocolate Italian ice. You know, on the Realm Network, there's going to be a whole show about this, JoLo. you know, what happened to is going to be a whole show.
Oh, my goodness.
You might be good for that show, bro, me and you.
You're going to be the Oprah of creating shows on the Realm Network. You get a show. You get a show. You get a show.
There you go. There it is.
Well, first we'll start by celebrating. I might have to go get some Yoo-hoo after all this Yoo-hoo talk that we've been doing. It's going to be hard to avoid it. I think I did I have a Yoo-hoo recently? I can't. I would have remembered. So
bro,
I haven't.
Bro, you know kayfabe commentaries?
Yeah, I do.
My good buddy Sean Oliver, great guy, very intelligent guy, great interviewer.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago when I did my videos with them, bro, when I arrived on set, Sean Oliver had Yoo-hoo waiting for me, bro.
That must have been in your rider. I must have Yoo-hoo or I'm not opening my mouth.
That was it. He had me at Yoo-hoo, bro.
I'll say anything if you put a six-pack of Yoo-hoo in front of Vince Russo. Yes. Good to know. A little secret insider information about how to lead a good interview. Well, if I could throw some Yoo-hoo through the internet, I would, but I don't have any here. And if I did, it'd be gone because I'd be drinking it. Anyways, that's all the free commercial we're going to do for that drink this week. Because I'm sure we'll talk about it again sometime soon. Next question is from Dave Lillehay. Did you ever go to Walt Disney World or Land with the family? And what's your favorite vacation?
I think Dave's thinking about going to Walt Disney with the family. That's why he's probably asking this question. You know, I keep in touch with Dave off the air. I think he's thinking of going to Disney. Yes, I've been to Disney many times, but it really depends on the age of your kids. If you got young kids, Disney is the place. If the kids aren't so young, I definitely would take Universal over Disney any day of the week.
So you're saying Florida, right?
Yeah. My favorite vacation place in the world, my favorite place in the world besides Colorado is San Francisco.
Yeah, really?
I love it, bro. Love it. What character, bro?
Yeah, well, that's very true. I've only been there twice in my life. 3 times, actually. And the last time I was there, I had a really good time.
Yeah, beautiful character. There's no place like San Francisco.
It's true. My favorite place to vacation, oh man, just to visit. I really like to visit Aruba. I've been there.
Aruba?
I've been there twice now. My parents swear by it. I've gotten a chance to visit. It's a short flight. It's a beautiful place. The food's good. It's really a pretty great trip. Just about every time I've been, I've had a good time. Well, both times. There's only been twice. But anyways, yeah. So I've been to Disneyland, but when I was younger, so I haven't taken the family yet, but I've got a 3-year-old son, and
he'll love that.
He's gonna want to go, and he's
Yeah.
crazy about the Mickey Mouse. Crazy about the mouse.
And bro, I don't care how old you are, those freaking Mad Hatter teacups. I don't care if you're 60. Every time you get off them, you just want to throw up all over yourself. So that's not a big selling part for me on Disney.
Okay, so as long as you don't get on the teacups, you're having a good time.
Bro, please, spinning you round and round. Enough already with that.
I do like a more adult park, but then again, that's because I'm a grown up now. And I remember the last time I was at Disneyland, I was feeling a little bit out of place, being a little bit older. I was about 15 or 14 at the time, I think, and it just wasn't clicking for me. So,
bro, that was one of the great perks with working at TNA. Because when things used to get like, when I used to get so frustrated, like, screw this, bro, I literally would go right into the park, hit the Spider-Man ride, or, just hit the Mummy, whatever it was, just to start all over again. That was the greatest perk working for
That's
TNA.
Amazing. That sounds like an awesome perk. Yeah. Go.
Bro, I'll never forget the first time I was there, the first time Shane Douglas went on the Spider-Man ride at Universal.
I rode that ride twice in a row.
You would have thought he was a 3-year-old kid.
Screaming, probably.
Oh, bro, just phenomenal. I mean, just what a great experience to be there.
Once in a lifetime, for sure. For sure. Well, there you go, Dave. Depending on the age of your children, you'll have a really good time. And if you're young, nothing beats a trip to Disney World. Like it's an experience that you'll remember until the next time, until you have kids, and you'll know they have to go. So it's exactly like that. Next question is from Craig Thomas Weaver. This is a question about a movie that's coming out. Do you watch any trailers for upcoming films, Vince? Yeah.
Sure, I do. Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for this film, Pixels?
I've heard about this, bro, but not seen the trailer.
Okay, it's got Adam Sandler, Peter Dinklage, the guy from Game of Thrones. I'm trying to think of the actress and the other actor's name. Oh, guy from Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't remember his name. But it looks interesting. I play a lot of video games. I consider myself a pretty big nerd, but I don't really have a lot of interest in this movie. It looks like it's kind of... like it's just Adam Sandler kind of getting a paycheck.
Bro, Sandler, I don't know what happened to this guy. What he got off, bro, to such a great start with Happy Gilmore and what was the other? Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
He got off after that, bro. Every movie has been worse than the one before. Bro, I can't believe that the guy's that bad. I really can't, because the movies are atrocious. I don't know if he's calling it in. I don't know what he's doing. But, bro, I stopped paying any money to go see Adam Sandler a long time ago.
I think Happy Gilmore is my favorite Adam Sandler movie, flat out. It's one of his first, like, well-known films. But I pretty much agree with you. I saw Click, and I was like, I don't really care. And I didn't see any of the more recent stuff. But it's...
And, bro, Click was one of the better ones. Trust me. It really was.
It had its moments.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe he's phoning it in and just getting his paychecks. I mean, is he the person creating these projects, or are they going, oh, we need a family-friendly face for people who saw his movies when they were in high school and they have kids now. So let's get Adam Sandler. I think that's what's happening.
Maybe. And possibility.
I think that the guy has potential still. You must have seen, or I hope you saw his bit with Bob Barker for...
Yeah, that was funny. That was great.
Brilliant.
That was the best thing I've seen him do in the last 10 years.
So it's not the man. I'm telling you. The man is so still that person. And
bro, I don't know. It could be the man, because you got to remember this, JoLo. That Bob Barker skit you're talking about, bro, what was that? At best, 8 minutes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Bro, big difference between 8 minutes and a 90-minute film.
But bringing chemistry back from a movie that was, like, how old was Happy Gilmore? That chemistry, it was like time had not passed for those characters. That was what impressed me the most about that.
Yeah, but it was still an 8-minute piece that he had to write, not 90.
Right. Fair enough. So that's Pixels. I think it looks a little phoned in. I think it looks pretty stupid. But I don't think I'm going to be catching it in theaters at the very least. So, Craig Thomas Weaver, thanks for the question. I think that was your first time question submitter. So thanks again, and be sure to submit another question next week. I definitely am trying to get to the movies more often, but I've seen a lot of old movies. So if you have any questions about older movies or anything,
Bro, I just saw a great movie on the Red Box.
Are we doing this? What did you see?
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Who's in that?
The guy from he won the Academy Award for it, bro. The guy.
I'm trying to. I don't know this movie. Great. I just said I knew things about movies, and I don't know this Whiplash movie.
I can't even. Bro, the guy was. Bro, you know superhero movies, right?
Yes.
All right, you know Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Who's Spider-Man's boss? Is Peter Parker.
Spider-Man's boss is J. Jonah Jameson.
Jameson was the actor.
Oh.
What's his name?
I know it. Oh my goodness, I see it right there. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Bro, see, now they're gonna write in like we're the two biggest idiots because the
Forget
guy
it.
won the Academy Award, bro. Please look it up.
I'm looking it up right now because I feel like a fool.
Yeah, bro, I'm bad with the names.
It's all right. It's all right. It's one of those things, though, man. We just have occasional holes in the memory. And it was played by J.K. Simmons.
Gene Simmons' brother, bro. Bro, he's a drum instructor, right?
Awesome.
Unfreaking believable performance, bro. Off the charts, unbelievable.
Crazy.
Yeah, you need to see that. What a great if you're into acting, if you're into dialogue like I am, unbelievable performance.
Yeah, I had no idea about this Whiplash film, and I'm gonna have to look at it now. It looks pretty interesting.
You'll enjoy it. You like music?
Yeah, I love music.
There's no cameo by the Velvet Fog, though.
Well, if Mel Torme is not in the movie, I'm not gonna see it. Yeah. Especially if it's about music.
Great movie.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to check that out, man. Good recommendation. That was a great little extra bit there for you. So, Craig Thomas Weaver, if you've seen Whiplash, tell us your opinion of that. We want to hear that, too. Definitely want to hear what you think. Next question is from Stuart Cass. What's your favorite Italian dish and why? You got to work on this one.
Not really. I'm going to go, it's simple for me. I'm going to go with eggplant parmesan.
Good answer.
Only because there's a touch of healthiness to it. You see, no Italian food is healthy, bro. No Italian food. Forget the Italian sausage, the lasagna, the fettuccine alfredo, the chicken palm. Forget about it. But at least you can make the argument that the eggplant is a vegetable.
Yeah. That's about as close as you can get. That you then cover in oil and cheese and marinara sauce, and it's both so good though. Man, eggplant parmesan is delicious. My grandparents hated making me dinner because I do not like a lot of Italian food, but I grew up in strictly Italian family tree. So when it was time to make polenta every fall, I hate polenta. Can't stand the stuff. So I was the only person who wouldn't have any. And
bro, what was the issue with the Italian food?
Oh, I don't like polenta because it's this nasty smelling yellow mush that just looks and smells disgusting. I'm not a big fan of corn, so I don't really like polenta. It's just cornmeal.
Okay.
I don't like Parmesan cheese because it's...
I don't like that either. I don't like Parmesan cheese.
It's crummy and smelly and nasty. Yeah. I don't like Gorgonzola because it smells awful.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I mean, I like blue cheese, to a degree, like on like meat and like steak, but... So I had such a narrow list of Italian food that I really liked.
What about pasta? You don't like the pasta family?
Some, I don't like the stuffed pastas like manicotti.
You don't like ravioli? You don't like ravioli manicotti?
I'm not a big fan. No, I'm not a big fan of stuffed pasta. I like if I'm gonna eat pasta, I'll eat like fettuccine. I like fettuccine because I like the flat wide noodle. And I'll eat rotini and like bow tie noodles, things along those lines. But just not a fan of stuffed pasta because they use a lot of ricotta cheese in stuffed pasta and ricotta. That's one thing that keeps me away from lasagna is too much ricotta cheese. Usually, goes into the lasagna recipes that I end up eating. So if I had to eat Italian food and I had to pick something, I like salsiccia. and that's how my family says Sazit's Italian sausage. I like Sazitza, and I like just a delicious and big fat Italian sandwich, like a sub with Genoa salami, pepperoni, pepperoncinis, maybe a little mayonnaise. I spent a month volunteering at a sandwich shop in St. Louis called Amaghetti's Bakery, and they have the best sandwiches on the face of the earth. And being surrounded by those sandwiches every day basically changed my life. And so I'm a sandwich man to death. And so, though, that's my favorite Italian food: sandwiches and sausage. It's good stuff. So that's it. All right, Stuart, thank you for the question. Melanie C. Keith. We have a lot of new faces here, Vince.
That's good, though. That's real good, bro.
This is great. A lot of new people, which is fantastic. So Melanie C. Keith. Okay, Vince, we're going to get into a question, into a topic I don't think you and I have ever breached before: politics. Oh. We're going to talk about it very briefly, and believe me, I am the easiest person in the world to talk about politics with, so we'll keep it light. You know me. We're going to have a good time.
All right, I'll try anything once, bro.
Quick question: the question is, what do you think about who will be the next president of the United States? And they threw out some possibilities here: Hillary, Jeb, Trump. Who do you think will be here? Here's how I'm going to phrase this to you: who do you think will be, and who do you think should be out of anybody?
Is Pat Paulson running?
Pat Paulson? I don't know.
You don't know who Pat Paulson is? Okay.
My politics are iffy, but I mean,
Pat Paulson was a comedian back in the day, always on the Smothers Brothers show.
Pat Paulson for president?
You know the Smothers Brothers, right?
I do. Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
Tom and Dick Smothers. Pat Paulson was big back then. He was a comedian, but his shtick was he was always running for president. Bro, I got to tell you, like, honestly, and this is so bad for me to say, and I'm going to get the imbecile letters and emails and everything. Bro, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Mm-hmm. I don't pay attention to it. I don't think it matters. I don't think it's going to change anything. It's so off my radar, bro, that I mean, bro, Taylor Swift could win the presidency tomorrow. I wouldn't care.
Vince, I kind of feel the same way, to be honest. I'm kind of glad that we didn't have to go too much into this conversation any further. I support my family, and I try to be happy and improve the world around me on a day-to-day basis. And whoever's president, I'm going to have to deal with whatever comes my way, regardless of that. My aspirations are not to be president, so my worries about who specifically is president are usually pretty low. I also have faith in people around me. So there are people around me who are going to have the motivation to go out there and do that. And that's what they want to do. That's absolutely fine with me, and I support that. I just personally don't. Yeah. And that's the bottom line. And it's not.
I'm the same way.
It's not a personal judgment on anybody whatsoever, and it's not a message that I hate America or that I, this and that. I remember,
bro. Like I worked with some guys, like bro. A couple of guys that come to mind, like the two guys that really come to mind, Eric Bischoff and bro Dutch Mantel.
Okay.
Was just so into politics, bro, and could literally talk politics like they should be on Fox News. I mean, amazing. And bro, I literally had to sit there and kind of like tune it out because like they weren't even speaking my language, bro. I didn't even know what they were talking about.
Wow, man. Yeah, I've only really, the only way I keep up with most of the stuff that happens in the world is I watch The Daily Show and The Nightly Show. And I read the headlines usually about once a day, maybe just to kind of keep up. But I have my interests and I have my focuses, and I've got so much energy and agency in my life, and I really got to choose where to focus it to live a happy life.
Yeah, I hear you.
And
good answer.
So that's now if I was put to the question and asked who do I think will be the next president of the United States, I think that based on the way things are leaning, Hillary Clinton has a pretty good chance of being the next president. Not that I necessarily want her to be or not, but I think she's got a pretty good chance. Who do I want to be the next president of the United States? Manny Pacquiao, the boxer.
Really?
Yeah. He seems like an interesting guy. He's a politician in his home country, I believe, the Philippines. And he just seems like a stand-up guy. And it would be such a left field answer. He wouldn't be able to do it because he's not a U.S. citizen. But
I'd like to see if I had to pick anybody to be president, if I had to vote for anybody, I would definitely vote for Jack Black.
yeah, that's not a bad answer. It's not bad at all. Jack Black would be an interesting president. I think that Jon Stewart might be a pretty good president. I know he'd never take the job. He'd never want the job. But it might be interesting. So there you go. If I had to, my politics, if they had to lean anywhere, do tend to lean a little left. So, I'm the Hollywood creative type, so I tend to lean a little left. So I think Jon Stewart could be a pretty fun president. But so there you have it, Melanie Keith. That is a little bit about our politics in general, and at least who we think would be the next president. Vince, if you could make anybody president, who'd you say again? Did you say somebody?
Jack Black.
Jack Black. Right. So now this question is our last official question. And, I forgot to do the secret word.
Oh, bro.
I'm telling you now because I don't want to try to shoehorn it in the last minute and make it bad. Now, Realm Network fans, this is your first and only exposure to JoLo making a mistake on the air. And that is that I forgot to set up what we're going to do is called the secret word. I'm going to try to get Vince to say a specific word. I'm going to put up a graphic. Something fun's going to happen. The bells and whistles are going to go off, just like in the old show, Let's Make a Deal, the Groucho Marx show.
Bro.
Was it Let's Make a Deal?
Bro, you got to edit that part out because you can't be Groucho.
What?
You bet your life.
It was you, but you see, my brain said that, and then it went, no, it was Let's Make a Deal.
Let's make a deal, bro. That's Monty Hall.
Monty Hall, right?
Monty Hall, Groucho Marx, bro.
Now
you're gonna get all the cards and letters tomorrow, bro.
I can take the cards and letters. I can handle it. Trust me. It's been a long day. Oh, there's my excuse. It's been a long day. I'm not going to edit this part out, though. I'm going to edit that.
We're human, bro. Human.
Right. Well, it's my show, right? I can do what I want. So I messed up. You corrected me. I'm a big enough man to admit that. So I was wrong. It was Groucho Marx on You Bet Your Life.
Right.
That was what? Say the magic word and the duck comes down. I at least know what the gimmick is, and that's the important part. So, folks, maybe I'll figure out a good word next week, and I'll put on some great graphic. But anyways, last question is from Sean Boncato. I think that's how you say the last name, Boncato. Sean Boncato. I like that name. Sean asks, now this is a throwback question to our last JoLo show. If you made a movie and the studio said that Big Josh had already been taken for another project, and it had to be a big-name star, who would play you, and who would play Cornette?
Bro, a guy that I think we spoke about this a little bit. I told you, bro, I had written a screenplay many years ago called Rope Opera.
Yes.
And it was about the head writer of a wrestling company, and the show was kind of through his eyes. The actor I always saw playing me was Matthew Modine.
Matthew Modine. And what
Vision
was
Quest. Remember Vision Quest, bro?
I don't remember Vision Quest.
Matthew Modine. Great.
Okay.
I don't, for some reason, I always saw him play me. Cornette, bro, that's... Wow.
Yeah.
Because he's so... I don't know anybody like him.
It'd be hard to cast somebody for someone who's that much of a character themselves. It's hard to write that and make it not organic, without just getting Cornette to play himself in footage or whatever. But he would never do it, so...
Yeah, bro, the two characters, I'm telling you, bro, the two characters that I've never met anybody like in my life is Cornette and Dutch.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just nobody like those guys, bro. So it's hard. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
I think you stumped us, Sean. I think that the first answer would be Matthew Modine. Now, I'm going to say that after looking at the pictures from a couple JoLo shows ago, Jeffrey Dean Morgan should be in the running to play you in a movie, just because he looks exactly like you. And now, if he can pull off the appropriate BPM, bros per minute, then that's when we'll know if he's right for the role.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but until we get some screen tests, it's going to be
Man,
impossible to tell.
I wish we can give him an answer with the Cornette thing because I kind of feel like we're bailing on him. But nothing comes to my mind.
You could get Anthony Hopkins, like Silence of the Lambs, Anthony Hopkins to play Jim Cornette.
I don't think that'll work.
No, you're not. What about Christopher Walken? Current Christopher Walken.
Nah, bro, you need like remember the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes.
The what was this called?
Boss Hog.
Boss Hog. You need somebody like that. That's who's got to play him. I just don't know what actor that would be, you know?
I don't know either. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll think about it. I gotta think,
but bro, I'm gonna try to come back with an answer next week because I don't want to bail on it.
Alrighty. We will have an answer for you, Sean Boncato. Thank you very much for submitting a question. Yeah, and thanks again to everybody who submitted questions. We just ran through some of the best ones from this week's submissions. Again, thanks to the brand members who followed us through to Facebook and Twitter, and thanks to all the new Realm Network listeners and the Facebook friends. And it's been a really great time answering questions today. And Vince, we've ended the show previously a couple times with you asking me a question specifically. I don't know if you can come up with one off the top of your head. Do you want to throw one at one?
Because it's a question that you didn't ask me because it was a visual.
All right.
And I saw the question on Twitter, so I'm sure you saw the question, and I want to know a little bit more about it.
Oh, was it the Batman question?
Yes.
Okay, oh good. You totally reminded me. I'm sorry. I didn't even think to show you.
Talk to me about this.
Yeah, I thought, you know what? I saw it, and I thought for some reason, like, oh, maybe, I know that Vince doesn't read a lot of comics now, but it's Batman.
The problem was I clicked on it because I wanted to see the full picture.
Right.
But there wasn't more picture.
To be honest, Vince, there's not much more to the picture. I will look up the picture right now.
Yeah, because like I didn't understand what the issue really was, and I couldn't pull it out.
So here, fans, I'm going to splice in the picture of the Batgirl cover, which I'm going to pull up the name of the artist here. The Batgirl 41 had a variant cover on it that featured the Joker holding with his arm around a tied up Barbara Gordon in her Batgirl outfit, and he's drawn this red mark, presumably in blood, across her mouth. And I'm going to put the picture up so that everybody can see it. So this was a variant cover for this issue of the Batgirl comic, and it's an homage to a Batman comic called The Killing Joke. Have you heard of The Killing Joke?
I think so, yes.
It's one of the more famous Alan, I think it was written by Alan Moore, a Batman book that in it Barbara Gordon is paralyzed. She's shot through the stomach and almost killed. And then the Joker takes pictures of her like while she's bleeding on the floor, like they're very suggestive. And it's all about the Joker trying to drive Commissioner Gordon crazy. So it's a hard-hitting Batman comic. It's incredibly graphic and adult in nature. So this image, which you've seen, Vince, or at least part of it, the rest of it is mostly just the two of them standing next to each other, and she's tied up. That's it. She's not naked. It's not more sexually graphic than that, much more at least, but clearly she's tied up and clearly she's held back. So what was your initial reaction to it?
Well, my initial reaction is, bro, I mean, she's a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think I don't think anybody views a female superhero as a woman.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't look at Catwoman as a woman or Wonder Woman as a woman or Batgirl as a woman. You look at them as superheroes. And if they're going to wear the banner and carry the flag of a superhero, then they're going to have to mix it up with villains. So, like, I didn't have an issue with it.
Yeah. Now, this image, the issue that people had with it was that it was the image would trigger images of memories of sexual violence, and specifically it perpetrated the image of like selling violence against women as a way to get people to buy comic book covers. So this is an issue that has come up recently in the video game world, with people talking about the portrayal of women in video games, and how in some cases it's very sexualized, and how that can be perceived as women being reduced to objects, and objectified, even though there are examples on every case of strong women and strong women characters. There still is poor portrayals of strong women characters. So I understand the struggle to try to create and write a good woman character, especially being in a male-dominated industry.
Bro, I got to tell you, when I went to, I like Lucha. It's really the only wrestling show I like. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't like any of the other shows.
Okay.
And bro, when I went down to Lucha a couple of weeks ago, I got to see Sexy Star perform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, I think the world of this wrestler. Okay. And bro, I got to tell you, she comes across as such a strong woman that, she's on the offensive a lot in the match. But bro, there's the other side of the coin where just like when she's a male, she's taking the punishment. Mm-hmm. And, she's down and they're kicking her and they're doing the number on her and the whole 9 yards. But to me, it never bothered me because she comes across as such a believable, strong woman. And, just like any other wrestler, bro, you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs. I would look at a female superhero in that same exact way. I mean, bro, you can't be a strong woman and always be portrayed as strong, bulletproof, because then it's going to be unbelievable.
Now, I agree absolutely, 100%. The reaction to this was actually twofold. People immediately reacted negatively. The artist said that he understood people's reactions to it. He didn't mean it in that way. It was an homage to a work that he very much enjoyed, but as a result of the huge negative reaction, or at least the pronounced negative reaction, he asked DC to take the comic down, to take the image down. Now, the other reaction, the other side of the coin, was people showing images of times that Batman has been tied up and in a sexual-looking way, like bound with ropes, by female villains. There's a cover of Harley Quinn #1 is Harley Quinn, who's a super sexy, skin-tight villain with a tied-up Batman. And so it's been done both ways. The image of someone being restrained in, helpless and tied up, that image has existed for men and women in comic books before. It's not an old image. But in this case, because it was Barbara Gordon and because of the graphic look of the image, it just shocked a lot of people. I don't think that they should have taken it down.
Well, see, right away now, I didn't know that part of it, JoLo. Mm-hmm. When you're telling me that part of it, I'm immediately thinking publicity stunt.
You think so?
You pull the cover, it's going to be worth a ton of money. Everybody's going to want to be trying to get the existing covers that are out there.
If they are out there.
Well, that's what immediately comes to my mind, bro.
Yeah, and so it sparked people saying, why this is just a story. It's a graphic story. It's a difficult story to talk about and to do, but it's not something that we should necessarily be shying away from or hiding from.
When Jabba the Hutt had Princess Leia tied up at his feet, we're going to have an issue over that?
Well, today, some people might. And that some people see that.
Bro, they beat the crap out of Princess Leia through the Star Wars years.
They did.
I mean, come on,
she
bro.
She got shot in Jedi. It's true. So it's something, man. And this was news this week. And I think that the cover was appropriately terrifying. And it was great I immediately knew what the homage was. I said, oh, that's like Killing Joke. I knew what it was going for. I knew the tone, but pulling it is too much. And the outrage can be outrage, but you cannot demand that somebody compromise a series of decisions just because you don't like the graphic nature of the
JoLo,
image.
No artist, and you know this, bro, because you're an artist in your own right. No artist is going to say, pull my cover. None. None. There is not an artist that's not going to stand behind his or her work, bro. I guarantee you it was to bring more attention to the comic.
Well, this guy had 1 foot in, 1 foot out in his description of why he decided to have the cover ultimately pulled. So I can't tell you if there was something going on behind the scenes or not. I don't know.
Bro, it's interesting because like it's when I think about Lucha Underground, that we talked about, and bro, it's kind of under the radar because it's on the El Rey network and not a lot of people see it. I'm just wondering if it were more mainstream, would there be a huge issue with the way they're using female wrestlers there?
I don't think so, and I think it's because mainstream still doesn't take wrestling very seriously, and you've got I mean, you've got the WWE doing the Divas thing, and the Divas thing has it's girls fighting girls, watching her get thrown around by like Big Rick, and the way that they fight on Lucha. I still don't see people getting into up in arms about it. It's still a TV show. It's a stunt show. You know, I would only if you get upset about somebody on Lucha Underground getting beat up, you should get upset about somebody on 24 getting beat up because it's the same thing. I mean, Now I'm not going to equate the level of work. I do believe that wrestlers work incredibly hard, but stunt performers get beat up and wrestlers get beat up in similar ways. They're not fighting to injure each other. They're fighting to put on a show. Mm-hmm. They're going to get hurt. They're going to get banged up. They're going to get bruised, but they're not fighting to hurt each other. So
but then you're going to get the argument the kids don't know that, and the kids are watching that. That's what you're going to get. But
man, I think the kids are smarter than people give them credit, and I think the parents who don't give their kids credit are getting much older, and the kids, like my generation, is starting to have kids. I'm 27, just so everybody knows. 28. I just turned 28 like a month ago. Ugh, I'm 28, so my generation's having kids now. We are going to give our kids that credit just because we had it when we were their age. I know how to tell my son this is not real. Wrestling is, the storylines are made up, but they're really like throwing each other around. They're not really punching and trying to hurt each other, but they really do those things and they're dangerous. I can tell him that life lesson and avoid the pitfalls because there's no more kayfabe. Mm-hmm. That's another reason why wrestling is like easier to handle because kayfabe is gone. So there's no more myth to it. That really saves a lot of it. A lot of the like hard to explain of wrestling is out the door.
Yeah.
So I think that like you said, no artist would compromise their work in this case, and I think that if Lucha was going to come to the mainstream, they wouldn't compromise their work either. It'd be the same show, and for all rights, it should be the same show. And this is one of my sort of blue sky dreams here. I think that again, we digress into wrestling. I love this show. So the WWE has proven that NXT now, Triple H said on this promo that it's not a developmental show anymore. He considers it a separate promotion, like it's its own thing within the universe of WWE. You can create a standalone wrestling show that airs once a week for 2 hours that is incredibly successful. And the audience will bite on small scales without going into massive stadiums and trying to pack a 3-hour show. Success can come in small bites. Lucha Underground proved that, and if they stick to their guns, that will nail that point home so clearly. So no compromise from them, no compromise from any Batman artists. I like to see it when an artist sticks to their guns and we challenge people to have tough conversations. If they don't like what they see, talk about it. But if you don't like it that much, turn it off, go watch something else. Case closed.
Beautiful. Way to end the show.
All right. So, thank you, folks, for putting up with us again for about, I don't even know how long we've been talking. I don't care. It was a fantastic conversation, Vince. I've got so much energy right now, I could do another JoLo show.
Nice, bro. Let's play 2. Ernie Banks.
Let's play Ernie Banks? You lost me. It's getting late. Oh, you're gonna hate
Bro,
me.
Ernie, okay, let me explain to you. Ernie Banks,
Okay.
Hall of Famer, legendary shortstop for the Chicago Cubs.
Okay.
When he used to go out there to Wrigley Field, you know Wrigley Field?
I used to
You're
live
from-
down
you
the
know
street.
Chicago
I
well.
used to live down the street, right?
Used to go out there on a beautiful July day, 90 degrees out in Chicago. Ernie Banks would step out on the field and say, "Let's play two." You understand? The day was so glorious, and
I
it
get
was
it.
baseball that one game wasn't enough.
I get it. That's a fantastic quote. Let's play
There you
two. All righty. Well, Vince, we played one, and it was a good one. And we'll play another one next week. And as usual, this show will air on Saturday. So welcome to the weekend, everybody. We hope you had a great week. Thank you for spending some time on your Saturday with me, JoLo Castro, otherwise known as JoLo, and my good friend Vinny Rue, also known as Vince Russo.
Thank you very much, JoLo. Again, a very enjoyable hour and 15, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. So, to all of our friends in the brand, to all of you on the Realm Network and all over the world, thanks a lot. And as Vince would say, we'll catch you on the rebound.